What is up, my friends? You are very welcome along to our player ratings here on Anfield Agenda after Liverpool have beaten Union Saint-Gilloise by 2-0 to keep our perfect Europa League group stage record intact. Goals on the night from Ryan Gravenberch and Diogo Jota got the job done, but we're here to talk about player ratings. So I'm going to do what I always do, go through the team and some of the substitutes and of course the gaffer, giving them a score out of 10, asking you guys to let us know your thoughts in the comment section. Do drop a like on the video, and if you haven't hit that subscribe button, you know what we'd like you to do. So I should say that we conducted a man of the match poll in the Anfield Agenda post-match show, and with 54% of the vote, Ryan Gravenberch was your Anfield Agenda man of the match, so congratulations to him. Right, let's start off as we always do with, of course, the goalkeeper and Alisson Becker. And this should be a game where I'm not really talking about much from Ali, but he did have some big saves, namely one right at the end where McAllister's back pass was, well, it was loose, and Alisson stepped up, stopped the one-on-one, made the save, gathered it, and started another counter. So I love him, and it's great knowing that we have the best keeper in the world behind the defence. And the defence I'm actually looking forward to speaking about today, because clean sheet's nice, right? I could get used to these. Obviously, it was a shame that Quansah Kelleher was injured and couldn't play. But Alisson steps in and, of course, does a great job. So what score do we give Alisson Becker? An A, which sounds weird in a game where we didn't have that many saves to make. But there was one mistake he made, and that was when he came out for a corner. He punched it, went backwards, and Quansah cleared it. But other than that, just a picture of composure. And again, love the man. So not gonna really dock him points for that one mistake. Trent Alexander-Arnold returned today, obviously with the captain's armband, and in my opinion put in a captain's level of performance. Looked like he was never been away. It just oozed class. Really, really impressive, and great to have him back. You know, Trent is growing into this senior role at the club, and, you know, having the club vice captaincy, captain today, of course, with no Verge on the pitch, it suits him, and he's grown into it, and it was a very good performance from Trent today. So what have I given him? I've given him a nice score of 7 out of 10. Again, let us know if you agree or disagree with that for Trent. Moving into Ibu, brilliant. The centre-backs today, both of them, I didn't put a foot wrong. Didn't shirk the physicality, good aerially, good recovery pace, good with their challenges, just snuffed out any danger that was put in front of them. And Ibu was brilliant. Really, a contender in our man of the match poll as well. So I've given him a score of 8 out of 10. Probably could have even went a little bit higher, but I had to save room for Quansah, so I've given Ibu a score of 8 out of 10. So good today, though. Let us know your thoughts. Now we move on to this young man. Someone said in the live chat that he's like a VVD REGEN. He has that composure about him, but do you know what I loved about his performance today? Yes, he's got the calmness. Yes, he's got the recovery pace. Yes, he's got the reading of the game. But the feistiness in the one-on-one shoulder challenges with Fernandez, I think it was, the attacker that was on for the Belgian side. The shoulder-to-shoulder challenges. The timing of his tackles. He's made a couple of challenges in the penalty area that he had to get right, and he did. To see that this dude's just 20, blown away by the progress he's made, and long may it continue. He looks like a real contender for a leadership position at the back in years to come. So Quansah, for me, gets a 9 out of 10. I thought it was impeccable from the young man today. Top notch. Kostas Shimkus. He worries me. He worries me because I think he's rash at times. There's a lot of good stuff to like about Kostas. His crossing is brilliant. His energy is brilliant. But his decision making in defence can be rash, and it worries me. Gave away the ball again today on a couple of occasions, and I've got to be honest and say I didn't think he was that good. So I've given him a score of 6 out of 10. Maybe you think I'm being harsh, maybe you agree, but ultimately I think the biggest thing I'd say is I wouldn't be happy if Robbo was out for 10 games and Kostas was at left back. That would worry me. But I do like the guy. I do love his attitude towards the club. Signed a new contract. I wish him nothing but the best, but today I think my score is fair. Moving on to Endo. I find it so hard to gauge Endo's progress because he's not really getting first team starts with the top-notch players. He's not getting a run of games. We're seeing him in bursts. He played 45 today before McAllister came on. So I'm really struggling to judge, in all honesty. So I'm looking for your help with Endo today. How did you think he played? I mean, I've given him a score of 6 because I don't really think he did much great, but he is learning a new role. He spoke himself about the fact that Klopp wants him playing a bit higher than he was sitting in front of the defence at Stuttgart, and that'll take getting used to. But until Klopp starts trusting him in the big games, I don't know. I don't know how to judge it as a fan. So over to you guys for help. Ryan Gravenberch got himself a goal today. Almost had himself a goal earlier on with a good strike that was parried by the keeper. Darwin put it in the net, but unfortunately the offside flag correctly went up. Didn't stop him though. Got his goal. Trent had a strike from distance. Keeper spilled it, and Ryan was following it in. I thought today was a very good display from Gravenberch. Still a little bit loose in possession at times, but in full flow, you can see what the hype is about from some fans. I'm starting to finally see it, and the future's going to be great. There was a nice tweet put out by Paul Joyce as well tonight that said Liverpool had been tracking Ryan Gravenberch since the age of 13, so a long way, but eventually found his way to Anfield. So score from Gravenberch today? Well, I gave him a 9 out of 10 because along with Jarrell Quansah, I thought they were by far the two best Liverpool players on the pitch. So let me know if you agree or disagree with that score for Ryan. Moving on to Harvey Elliott now. The player that some Liverpool fans just love to hate for some reason. I thought Harvey Elliott was industrious today. Didn't really have the end product that he would have wanted. But again, works hard. Understands the system. Still developing. But not the finished product. And I think that's fair. But I'm going to give him a score today of 7 out of 10. Again, let me know if you think that's fair, harsh, or overly complimentary. Over to you guys to let me know. Diogo Jota. So, I love Diogo, but he also frustrates the hell out of me at times. He can be loose in possession, he can be sloppy in the tackle at times, but you know what he also is, and I say this all the time, he is an assassin if he gets a chance. Had a header that was well saved by the keeper, but when he got his opportunity, he buried it, and that's why we love him, because he does that. So, Diogo, I've given a score of 7 out of 10. Could have maybe gone a little bit higher with the goal, but outside of the goal, I wasn't blown away by his performance, but he put the ball in the net, and that's what he's on there to do. Mohamed Salah, obviously only got 45 minutes, and to see him be named in the starting 11 with Darwin, I was shocked, and not in a good way. I wanted him and Darwin wrapped up in cotton wool for the game against Brighton. I didn't know why the manager didn't start Jones because he was suspended. So just happy that Mo got 45 minutes under his belt. Should have had an assist. He was very unselfish. He laid the ball across for Darwin, who missed, let's call it a sitter. So we're going to give Mo a score of 7 out of 10 today. Again, difficult to gauge. We only had 45 minutes from the great man, so I'm trying to just be fair. Darwin Nunes. So everybody will talk about his miss, and it's hard to justify and defend that miss. It was a sitter. But I don't want to escape all the other good things that he did. The closing down, the running of the lines, the fight. He was there as well for the goal that was ruled out for offside, but he showed a striker's instinct to follow it in. So I'm not worried about Darwin at all. And I feel like when we put, and he puts all of these tools together, we're going to have an unstoppable force. So I would say bear with him, stick with him, keep believing in him. Today, I'm going to give him a score of 6 because, again, I'm trying to be fair. But as a whole, I've no worries about Darwin. But today, he should have scored. He'll know that. Moving on now to the substitutes. And Lucho came on, obviously, again, just after the half. He was okay. Bit hit and miss. Didn't really ever affect the game in too much of a way in a positive sense. Didn't affect it in a negative sense either. I just felt it was a very going through the motions kind of performance from Lucho. So give him a score of 6 out of 10. Unless, of course, you think I'm very wrong and I've missed something. Again, we want to know your thoughts. Moving on to McAllister, and it was finally great to see the McAllister derby come into full effect when Alexis came on for the second half. Camera panned to his parents, of course, who were up in one of the boxes, and what a proud and weird moment that must have been for the McAllister family to see both their kids on the Anfield turf. Alexis obviously coming out with the win for Liverpool. I hope we get to see him in a more advanced position soon when we sort out who our 6 is. But I love the guy. I really do. There's what's not to like about him. Got to give him a score of 7 out of 10 for his performance in the second half. Over to you guys to let me know if you agree or disagree. Jones, baffled he didn't start. You know, he's ruled out for the next 3 domestic games. I don't know why we didn't play him tonight for the 90. Let him keep ticking over. But he came on second half. I thought, again, industrious, worked hard. Didn't have the end product we would have liked at times, but his resurgence back into Liverpool fans' hearts, I think, is fully underway. So I'm going to give him a score of 7 out of 10 today for Curtis Jones. And last up, it's the gaffer. So if you asked me before the match to rank Klopp's team selection, I would have said 3, because I was really angry about Darwin and Salah starting and the risk we were taking. But he did take them off at half time. I'm sure that was probably planned. So taking all that into account and the way we managed the game, I'm going to give Jurgen Klopp a score of 8 out of 10 today. So, my friends, that brings to an end my player ratings, but it is over to you guys now to let us know your thoughts. Again, please do hit that subscribe button and drop a like on the video. I will be back for another live stream tomorrow night at 8:30 right here. Hope to see you then. And don't forget, this weekend we play Brighton at the Amex. It's a 2 p.m. kickoff. Our watch along will start right here from 1 p.m. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.